Hi, Amanda. Okay, so what I did was I put together a whole thing on how to get your kind of picture-in-picture, using the frames and moving it around and this and that. And there's all kinds of stuff to move and this, that, and the other thing. So I got all that taken care of. And it can be a little overwhelming, as it were, sometimes, but this actually is a pretty easy process. Once in a while, I know everybody feels a little like that. So if there's any questions, if I didn't cover something, or if you have any concerns about anything that's on there, just give me a holler back. You know where to get a hold of me. All right. So now here's what I'm assuming this is kind of what you're thinking and what you want it to kind of look like right there, and with your picture on the side, maybe down in the corner, maybe you're looking at something like this. Yeah, you lose a little bit of your screen, but maybe that's what you're kind of looking at or something to that effect. Anyway, I'm going to shorten this up a little bit here. Go right here. And here we go. All right. So this is the first screen that's going to pop up. And when you pick your scene, if you notice down here at the bottom, it says Scene 2. Now, I took these screenshots from before, just right here. So Scene 2. And then from there, we want to change the name of the scene, obviously, so I changed it to Amanda's scene. Now we're going to go over here to sources. These are the elements that are going to be within that scene, if you're at the movies or the play or something, the chairs and the TVs and the walls and the sink and the kitchen and all that stuff. So want to add first, let's go ahead and we're going to add the video capture device. Now this is a little tricky, and I actually made a mistake, and I'm leaving it in here on purpose to kind of make a point. So video capture device is our thing we want to add first. That's what's going to be capturing your videos and your stuff, your picture, your face, this thing down in the corner. That's what this is. So video capture device. Now I have one in here because remember I had that first scene that had me in it, and that's a video capture device 1. That's this one here. Now it's asking, do we want another one? We actually don't want another one because it's the same camera, it's the same scene, it's the same thing. So I kind of got the two confused because I'm making this for you, and I forgot that I had mine running in the background. So you're going to see what's going to happen, and this is a good example, so I can show you how to kind of overcome it because it's pretty common. Anyway, so we got video capture device 2. I'm going to go over here and pick whatever device you want. Right here we got the web, mine's the C920 web Pro webcam thing. Anyway, so I leave everything pretty much on default. So we go through now. You should have the see a little red dot right there. Typically, your picture is going to be right here. This tells me that I'm using that somewhere else, and or that I'm already using the camera somewhere else, and I need to pick existing camera device. And so that's why it's not showing up. But I'm going to move. I didn't notice it, so I'm going to move forward, and then I'm going to have to come back to it, and I do here in a couple slides, and I'll show you how to fix that. So next thing we want to do is assuming that you're using a slideshow, I'm going to go ahead and set it up that way. So from the plus menu right here in the sources, you're going to go up to slideshow, image slideshow, select it. You don't have any other slideshows, so you don't have to worry about it. Create new, click OK. Then again, all of this stuff pretty much stays the same. We are going to change this slide mode from automatic to manual and the hotkeys. If you use timings and stuff like that, that will be different. But for this slideshow, I'm going to use hotkeys and manual advance the slides while I talk. And so that's actually the next step here. We're going to scroll down. There's the plus symbol right there. We want to click on that. We want to go to add files, not directory, add files. And then go find the files that you want. Now I did this one as a slide presentation. I think there's 10 or 12 slides here, something like that. I selected them all and just dumped them on in there. Now you can rearrange them with these two arrows up and down depending on where you want them to be. This is where I just preach and preach and preach. Make sure everybody names things correctly and names things so you can find them. I did a horrible job of naming this one here, so I got to go back in. But anyway, that's what this one is for. Now I'm going to do the slide presentation. So we switch screens, and now you can see that the slide presentation's there, and it's going through the slides. But again, where's my image of me or your image of you? Where did that go? Remember I said that was a mistake at the top? Well, now I have to go find it. Well, it was add existing because, again, I had that one going. So I need to add existing, not that new one that we created. Click the radio button here. Then you're going to select video capture device because it's existing. And OK. And when you click OK, your stuff should pop up, and that's what it'll look like. Now, as I said, I want to move my slides manually. So I'm going to switch the transition from automatic to manual. Then I'm going to go up to the corner here, up to File, Settings. In Settings, I'm going to go find Hotkeys. Once I get into the hotkey section, I'm going to scroll down towards the bottom, and you're going to be looking for Image Slideshow. That's the one you're going to want to mess with. In this instant, because we're doing a slideshow. Now, if you're doing it differently, we can address that. If you're doing it as a straight PowerPoint, that's a little bit different, but this is the easiest. This is actually the easiest way to do it. So this is how your slideshow runs, and I set up hotkeys. My stop button is my space bar. My next slide is with hitting my right arrow. My previous slide, if I have to go back, hits my left arrow. Now, the reason I like manual is because if somebody has any questions or concerns or anything like that, if I'm doing a Facebook Live or something to that effect and they have some questions, I can answer them right there. I don't have to worry about my slides advancing before I'm done answering the question. And there are those instances where I've forgotten something in my notes and my narrative that I need to add in. All of a sudden I remember something, or somebody keys me on something I forgot over in the comments, and then that will screw up your timing. So if you advance them through slides like this, you don't ever have to worry about going too fast. And if you go one slide too far, you can always back up one. Whereas in your PowerPoint, you won't be able to do that. So just another thing to consider. So anyway, that's the hot buttons. That's how to set up that whole thing. Now, go back to my screen. If you're doing the PowerPoint presentation and you want to do it just as that it is pretty simple to do. Run through your PowerPoint. I would recommend running through your PowerPoint presentation and then adding your audio after the fact. And you can speak to it as it rolls through. There's other ways of doing it. You can record right here like I'm doing right now. Most of the time I record on Audacity, and then I go back and I edit it and do all my stuff to it and sync up. This one here, I'm not so concerned about the quality of the sound and all of that, because this is just for you and I. So anyway, if you have any questions or any concerns, you know where to get a hold of me. I hope this helps you out. Let me know if there's anything else that I can do for you. Have a great day.